Hi, welcome to the Shelly Studio. Today I'm going to work on my GinaBAhrensDesign team project. This is the one for September, and she did put a challenge on there to use 2 of her digital downloads from her Etsy store and 2 stamps. So I think I used more than just 2 of her digital downloads, but it's just some of it is just scraps that I have left over from other projects. So I'm taking some rice paper and I'm cutting it into them into wonky shaped triangles or diamonds. I don't want them to be perfect. I want them to be kind of off. It's on purpose, I promise. So do you ever have a idea in your head that you want to do and you just haven't gotten around to? This is one of those ideas. This is not the original idea, it's just sort of spawned from it. Here I'm just separating the rice paper and flipping it around so they're not all exactly the same direction. Not that it matters at this point, but hopefully by the time I'm done they'll all be flipped different ways and it won't matter. I mean, they'll all look unique, right? So now I'm going to take some acrylic ink and add color. We like color, right? Lots of fun color. I do edit this. You don't see me do every single page. Hopefully, pretty sure I cut some of this out. And I'm just starting with what's kind of lighter and then going towards the dark colors. I'm just adding random marks. Even letting some of it intermingle. I don't mind that as long as it doesn't get all brown, right? I think by the time I get to the end, I have figured out how to fit all 6 pages on my little table. Yeah, because I was tired of moving them around. And it was kind of hazardous too, because that acrylic ink is runny and dripping in places. So. I do like that color, it's just a tad dark. In fact, this all gets a little too dark and too linear. Like, I wanted color, but I wasn't liking what I was getting. So I take a spray bottle to it and spray it, hoping that will help. So here I am spraying it. And it still wasn't moving quite enough, and the colors were super dark. I wasn't sure I wanted completely dark, so you don't see it, but I take all of these to the sink and wash them off. I do. And it doesn't all go away, because, I mean, a lot of it's had time to kind of sit there and dry and stain, but it's not as bright. It becomes a little bit softer. They were kind of running off the edge and dripping onto the floor. We don't want that, so get them back up here. There we go. Oh, before I washed them, I thought maybe blotting them with a paper towel would work. And that does take off the soupiness, but I wasn't quite... Still wasn't happy. And I was thinking, acrylic dries darker, so let's go wash them off. So we're going to go take them to the sink, and here we go. Okay, so now these have been rinsed off and then allowed to dry. And now here I'm going to take some of Gina's stamps and add some black marks. And the 2 stamp sets I'm using, first one that I use this one a lot. I love all her, you know, the circles, the stars, the different patterns. And that one is set number 11, called Brushes and Elements. And then I do use one stamp out of another of her sets. It's called the Wild Heart set, and it's some kind of a leaf doodle, plant leaf doodle. I don't know. It's really cute. I really like it. So I'm just going to go through and stamp sections of each of these diamond shapes. I did that one first, and then I'm like, oh, we should just go straight down the center. So then I have to work around the spot I already did. We can figure this out. And I'm really sorry, I've been changing my setup a little bit, and I don't think I realized how cut off the bottom of my table was. So, wow, and really zoomed in. I think I need to raise my tripod. Looks like it's getting really close to the table. Because my table is not that big. You should be able to see all the edges. So, I'm sorry if stuff's cut off, but you get the idea, right? So we're just adding some black to these just to add a little bit more interest to them. And again, I don't think I show you all of the stamping, just a little bit of some of it, because there's 6 of them to do. Especially here where I'm like practically off the page. I need some sort of setup where I can look up at a screen and see what you guys are seeing while I'm recording. I have to figure out how to do that. Then I would know that you couldn't see anything. Well, some of it. Alright, so most of you, at least the ones that follow my channel, you probably already know who Gina B. Ahrens is, but she has an Etsy store. She designs stamps. She has stencils. I love all of her stencils. She also does digital downloads, which is nice and easy and inexpensive. Papers and things, and you'll see a few here in a little bit. I will link to her store in my description box. I also believe my coupon code is still good, which is Margel15. That will also be in the description box below. Yeah, so check out her store. You know, all these small businesses need all the support they can get at this time. So she has lots of fun stuff, so you should check her out anyway. Alright, I think I'm going to show you one more. Am I on my last one? I think I'm on my last one. And this is also from that Wild Heart set 13. And it's just some scribbly lines. I don't think they say anything. No, just loops. It's just a good pattern, you know, when you want to do a background. Okay, so I got that done. Now I'm pulling out some of her digital downloads. She has Word download that's set to go on a certain label sheet, but I just printed it on what I had. And then she has backgrounds that you can print. That's what these scraps are from. And then those oval sort of shapes is another one. I don't know if they're watercolor. I think they might be watercolor, where she's watercolored this little spot and then doodled over the top, which I think is really fun. So I'm just taking some scraps. I want to create a little bit of calm space on the triangle so that it's not super busy the whole time. And so I'm just putting a little bit of color, and then we're going to put one of these shapes. And I'm sorry, it's cut off, so I didn't realize. So there's the shape, and we're going to do that to both sides on every paper. And I think I just show you this one. And then I'm going to do the yellow. I don't even know what kind of shape is that. What kind of shape is that? It's like a pod of some sort. That one has writing, so I had to make sure I had it the direction I wanted it to go. Okay, and so once I got that done on all of them, I don't think... Oh, I was thinking it was too busy, so I used a plastic stencil brush and brushed a little bit of white, but I only do that on this one. I decide, yeah, it didn't make enough difference to make me want to keep doing it. So that one got that. That's it. Alright, so now I want to... Sorry about the dog. Kind of give you an image to look at. You know, she has these I think they're COVID-19 zombie dolls, and I really wanted, I don't have a printer, I really wanted to print those out and stick them on and have them up for Halloween. I may still, I've got to invest in a printer, I may still do that, like print out some of her zombie dolls and make something that hangs outside for Halloween, because I think it's funny and they're super cute. So yeah, so I'm just doodling on all of them. This one has sort of flowers. They all kind of end up being very nature and organic sort of plants and things. Sorry if you heard the noise in the background. It was really quiet when I started, so I left my door open. But then people came home and it got a little noisy, so... But it's all good. Alright, and I'm still just... I had to cut a few of the pod shapes myself because I think I've used all of those on the one that I printed out. So I'm just kind of putting leaf shapes in the ones that I did out of the scraps that I have of her backgrounds. I don't think I make you watch that whole thing. Okay, yeah, then I just start adding a little color to make it kind of a focal on the page, so that there's something there that draws your eye. Again, not going to make you watch me do all 6 pages, 12 sides. That would make this a really, really long video. So that done, now I'm going to add some words. This is one of her digital downloads. Like I said, it's designed to go on a particular Avery label paper, but I didn't, or sheet, but I didn't have them, so I just printed it onto the label paper that I had, and I just cut them out. It works. They might not be perfectly straight. Some of them might actually end up on the cut spot, but I get enough words out of it. And I don't know, it's a nice easy way to come up with some words to go on your page or whatever project you're working on. Yeah, makes it really easy. Now I don't know how this label paper is going to react outside. I also don't know how the glue stick is going to react outside, because these are going outside, and I'll take a picture. So at the end you'll see a picture. I'm flipping through them all so you can see what they all look like. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the weather does to them. Like how fast they fall apart. They are rice paper, so I mean, rice paper's not that tough, right? Oh no, they washed really easy. When I washed the extra color off, they held up pretty good, so yeah. So that's all of them. I'm pushing the label down. I'm like worried about it. So here now I'm going to, tried to find the straightest sticks possible to go along the edges. And yeah, so we're going to glue these around the edges and make little tiny, what do you call those, screens? I don't know. Anyway, it'll be fun. I have a really yucky old bottle of glossy accents. I say yucky because I lost the lid a long time ago, and so I stuck a push pin in there. It is not stainless steel, so it turned brown, rusty, and gross. But this is going outside. It's not, it's not fine art. It's fun art, right? So you can see it has chunks of rust in the bottom of that bottle. I'm almost out of it, so then I can, invest in a new one. I actually found like one of those mini ones. I think it was at Michael's in their discount section. I found like a mini. I think that's where I got it. Mini glossy accent, so I bought it. So I do have one that's got pretty clear glue in it, but I'm not using it for this. I want to use this glue up, and it's almost gone. Probably by the end of this project. Like, I did set it aside to see if anything settles, but if it's mostly empty, it's gonna be gone. And don't stick, metal objects in your tubes to keep them from getting plugged unless you know they're stainless steel. It's a helpful hint. Don't put cheap push pins in them. They're not stainless steel. They rust. So I ran a bead of glue and then I pressed it along the branch, and I know it's kind of hard for you to see down there, but I'm just running a bead of that glossy accents. I figured it was pretty good glue, right? I feel like it would less likely to dissolve in the rain than Elmer's, right? So I'm running it on there, and then I flip it over and push down. Ended up, my fingers were completely covered with this glossy accents, and I'm sorry, it's cut off at the bottom. I'm really sorry. But hopefully you get the idea of what I'm doing. I'm putting two sides on one side of the paper and the other two on the other so that they cross nicely, and I'm not trying to cut it to make it fit or anything like that. Just real simple. Gotta get the goopers off my glue. And running it across there. Find another twig that's about the right size. And then I just line it up and just push down kind of until it decides to stick. And they're not perfectly straight, but I did try to find the straightest I could. So now with this jute, it's really thick, so what I'm going to do is, it's got 3 plies. I'm just going to separate it and just use a single ply. Oh, the dogs. Dogs are out barking. So I wrap it around twice and then tie it in a knot. That's what I do on all 4 corners. It might be kind of hard to see because I do it at the bottom here. Yeah. But that's what I'm doing. Again, just wrapping it around twice. And then I'm not squeezing too hard because, I mean, if you could disrupt the paper. Like, the paper's just barely been glued on there, and I know if I squeeze too hard it might shift. I'm just doing it tight enough that it's going to stay. Getting me another length of jute. I don't know if it's jute or hemp, but this is the same sort of thing. A natural sort of fiber goes well outdoors, right? This could be fun. You could make dangles to hang from them. I didn't do that. That would be kind of fun. So here they are, all ready to go. Now it's time to go outside. I will get them hung up, and then I will do a little bit of video and some photos. And yeah, so you can check it out. All right. And so this is what I'm going to use as a thinner string that I use to hang them, because I wanted them to swing. So here they are out under the tree in my front yard. I tried to make it high enough that small kids can't just grab them. But I am in the path of the elementary school, so if they see them, they may disappear faster than we think. Anyway, that's a big tree, isn't it? I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. Make sure you check out Gina's Etsy store. And she has the link tree. I'll have that down below too, so you can find other ways to find her. And thank you all for watching, and have an awesome day.